What it is, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ness, and today we are discussing different variants on the Neo Geo AES, specifically the dog tags. Many of you have reached out and asked many questions around the variety of different Neo Geo AES games, whether that's the European version, the Japanese version, or the US version, and on rare occasions, the Korean. But for today's video, we are going to primarily focus on the dog tags. Now, there are 21 dog tags that were issued for the US audience. You would indicate these on the back of the spine, and this was classified as the official seal for the US audience for Neo Geo. The official seal would look something like this, and you would find it on the side of the spine, and generally you would also find it on the manual. So at the very bottom corner of either side of a manual, you would find this little dog tag emblem sitting there on the bottom, and on the back of the manual you would also find it. I'm going to take a deeper dive because there are some things that you need to be on the lookout for my collectors out there that are particularly going for a full set of the 21 dog tags. There are some variants and some things that may leave some question marks for you. So let's go down that path. 21 dog tag emblems on each individual spine. So going down the list, we have Alpha Mission 2, Art of Fighting, Baseball Stars 2, Burning Fight, 8-Man, Fatal Fury 1, Fatal Fury 2, Football Frenzy, Ghost Pilots, King of the Monsters, King of the Monsters 2, Last Resort, League Bowling, Mutation Nation, Ninja Commando, Robo Army, Samurai Showdown 2, Soccer Brawl, Super Baseball 2020, World Heroes 2, and World Heroes 2 Jet. Now, while all of these games are early titles, none of them are super expensive outside of mainly Ninja Commando would be the most expensive out of the bunch, out of all of these, with prices for a complete near mint copy running in the range of $1,000 to $1,200. Everything else is gonna run somewhere below that for sure. You're not gonna have any other games from this list that are gonna even hit the 900 to 800 mark. A lot of those are gonna be positioned around the 600 and below mark. So Ness lies. What he was describing was incorrect. There are games that sit in between that price range. So you're going to have games between the $700 to $900 range. Ness, do a better job. Tiberia's co-host, signing off. For my collectors out there that prefer going after some of the earlier titles, the ones that aren't crazy expensive, this would be a little subset that you could go for. Now, some of you may ask, Ness, were you going after the variants of all these? No, I'm not. I personally, when I started this, that was one of my little mini milestones, was going after a dog tag set, and I was really happy about it. At the most right now, you know, when I come across them in the wild, which I generally tend to find these at conventions from time to time, if it's something decent and I can do a condition upgrade, then I'll purchase the game, and generally I can get a good deal, and then I can either trade or sell that off for something else. So let's go down that list. And as you can see, Alpha Mission 2, at least this copy, doesn't have any additional insignias that indicate a dog tag. So there were some games that came in the dog tag version that did not have that little bulldog emblem. So let's see if we can find additional games in this collection that also don't have the dog tag insignia on the manual or cartridge differences. Looking at Art of Fighting, you can see that, of course, we're continuing down the black spine, the red pinstripes, but that also carries over onto the cartridge of Art of Fighting. Very similar to what we see on Euro copies of the game. And then, of course, Art of Fighting manual. And this one's a little bit rough, but as you can see, the indication of the dog tag emblem. You normally would find this on the front and on the back of the manual to indicate that this was a US version of the game. Please note that there are variants of this game. So you're going to have the Euro spine, which is going to be more of a gray color, and it's going to have the red pinstripes as well, but it's not going to indicate the dog tag emblem on there. For your sports games, you're going to have, of course, the black spine and the bulldog as well. However, you're going to see the green pinstripes. So a trend that wasn't very consistent with SNK is generally for your sports games, you're going to be in green, and for some of your platformers, like your Metal Slugs, you're going to have those in a blue pinstripe. But as you can see, Baseball Stars also has the dog tag on the bottom of the manual and on the back, so you're able to differentiate which one. Let's continue to see if there's anything else. Very similar to Alpha Mission, you're going to find that Burning Fight does not have the red pinstripes and has the traditional Burning Fight logo on the top, and it does not have a dog tag manual. So this is more of the common one that you would have found in the Euro version. So that is 2 out of the bunch so far that we find that it does not have the red pinstripe. It has just the standard full artwork, and it has a traditional manual here. Very interesting to see. Another thing to note is that out of all of the dog tags, if you notice on Burning Fight, the border color is in a cream white color. All of the others will show that yellow pinstripe going down each and every one of these. So out of all of the dog tags, Burning Fight is going to be the only one that showcases the white version of the border around the dog tag emblem, which is very interesting. This is the only one that did that. And it might just be due to the font of the fight going down, probably just to mirror that. But very interesting to see. Interesting enough, 8-Man has the dog tag, of course, the black spine, the red pinstripes, red pinstripes on the cartridge. However, the manual does not have a dog tag emblem. So it's the traditional version of the manual there, but it does not have the dog tag emblem on the manual. So very unique differences here. Ghost Pilots, another spine, very colorful. However, as you can see, it does not have the red pinstripe version of the cartridge. And of course, no dog tag manual on this. So very interesting to see some discrepancies across some of these games. And it's not all of them, but some of them had some subtle differentiation. The lack of consistency, if you will. King of the Monsters, another dog tag, but this one has the blue stripes. And to note, King of the Monsters 2 has the red stripes. Not quite sure what they were doing on that particular next game. So there's another lack of consistency here between the two. I mean, it's just a sequel of the next game, but they went with blue stripes on this one, and they went with the red on the other. And as you can see, this is the King of the Monsters cart sticker. There is no blue pinstripes, but the manual has, of course, the blue pinstripes and the dog tag emblem on the front and on the back. So very hard to kind of figure out if you're looking for dog tags and you're trying to make sure they're exactly to par as how they were launched, these are some things to take note of. League Bowling, another sports game. One of my favorites actually on the console. I love League Bowling. This one has the green pinstripes, and as you can see, yet again, it does not have the black background with the green pinstripes. It has the classic, and then of course the communications port jack there. The manual, also no dog tag. It's got the League Bowling on the bottom and on the back. So yet another game in the dog tag collection that just wasn't complete. Another big difference, Samurai Showdown 2, another black spine, and of course the red pinstripes as we can see here. It cascades into the red pinstripes on Samurai Showdown 2, but this is the only CD version manual that you're going to find in the dog tag collection. SNK was starting to make changes in terms of their manual sizes, going to the more simplified, smaller version of manuals instead of the large booklet versions. So this will be the only one that, too, doesn't have a dog tag, of course, but this is the only one that has the more CD manual-sized version here. And you'll also see that in the Euro spine as well, which is more gray. Interesting enough. Super Baseball 2020, another dog tag. The green pinstripe following that sports theme. The green pinstripe on the cartridge. Looks good. However, yet again, we go back to the longer style manual. No dog tag. Classic style. It's really weird how they were very inconsistent with these.
Ness, who told you to stand in front of the Neo Geo case? I didn't authorize this.
What, Tiberius? What is it?
What do you mean, what is it? How dare you
Well, I thought the background looked a little bit better, so I decided to stand over here today.
You disgust me. That's my spot. When I run anything Neo Geo related, it is me, Tiberius co-host, that is the one. You all know. Don't listen to Ness. Listen to me, the master, the grandmaster of Neo Geo.
Don't come in here starting that mess. We're having a really good time today, sir, okay? We're not going to do that. Stand over there. You got a good backdrop. It's okay. This isn't Mission Neo Geo episode, so I'll tell you what. You can have this for Mission Neo Geo, and then today I'm gonna take it.
Yes, I see that you made some improvements to the game case, Ness. Very commendable. However, that doesn't change what we have going on here. This is my show. You fall in line. You know what? That's neither here nor there, Ness. Very well. Ness is correct. 21 dog tags, 7 games with inconsistencies. So, as a recommendation from Tiberius co-host, if you do find games and such mismatched, be on the lookout at local stores, conventions, things of that nature, to build up your collection, and perhaps you may get the proper version for your dog tag collection. This is Tiberius co-host signing off.
So there are 7 dog tags that have some differentiation, whether that's either the cart sticker or the manual, but for the most part, all of them, well, actually for all parts, all of them are going to have the matching spines, of course, that darker color versus the more gray color that you're going to see on the European versions. A lot of collectors outside of the US don't tend to collect the dog tags. A lot of the US collectors, they tend to go after that set just because, of course, the US audience was the one that really saw that. But I do know quite a few collectors that go after dog tags and just kind of finding mint or near mint collections, etc. So there's that. Hopefully this was something helpful for you to look after, and know, through my extensive research, I haven't found any of these games to have either the pinstripes with the assorted color for that game, or a manual that had a dog tag. For some odd reason, SNK just had a few inconsistencies back then with manuals and carts and the spines or the inserts actually matching. Not quite sure. I don't have a lot of data behind that, and I mean, even if you go on ChatGPT or if you look online and look for things of like that nature, there's not a lot of information out there. So I thought I would share it to you all in terms of if you're looking out for these games and you're like, oh, it's not complete. No, it's complete. It just so happens that that particular variant didn't come with a dog tag emblem or it just didn't come with a pinstriped version of the cartridge sticker that we've known to love throughout the remaining portion of the Neo Geo history. So hopefully this helps. This was a quick video just to discuss that. Drop comments down below and let me know, do you have different Neo Geo variants that you've gone and tried to do research on and couldn't find? Or do you have dog tags that you're like, Ness, this doesn't match mine? Drop a comment down below, let's talk about it. And as always, collect and play the way you want to collect and play your games, and we'll check you next time. Peace.